Okay, it's obvious that we're going to be in a volatile market, losing 2,100 points yesterday, biggest loss in recent history. And then it's coming back. It looks like it's up about 500 points today. And I think we're going to see this. The market is reacting to news. Yesterday, the market reacted to the OPEC situation, the Russians basically saying that they're not going to cut the production. I think it's the Russians' objective to break the oil drilling in the United States, and at $33 a barrel, that will probably work. Whereas OPEC is looking for a little bit more long term to say that we don't want to break each other, but instead we want to make this a market that can work. And they recognize that with the coming of more electric cars, autonomous vehicles, the gasoline engine, the internal combustion engine may become less and less a part of the auto industry. But what I really want to focus on today is when prices go down, there's going to be some stocks that are going to benefit. And so I've been listening very carefully to what the doctors and the people from the organizations that are monitoring the virus are saying. And basically they're talking to me. They're talking to me and the baby boomer generation. They're saying if you're over 60, 65 years old, and you need to be cautious because you're most susceptible to getting the virus. They're also saying if you're in poor health, and certainly there are a lot of us who are in poor health. I happen to believe I'm in pretty good health, but what they're saying to do is to limit your social contact and to basically go out and buy some food and stay at home. So that the negative effects of that, of course, are on restaurants, movie theaters, any gatherings. People are going to be giving second thought as to whether or not they're going to participate. My wife and I had basically three potential, I wouldn't call it opportunities to go out to lunch with other people this week, and we've canceled all three of them. Just basically, and we had that conversation this morning. Are we overreacting? No, it's a risk and reward situation. There is some risk in going to a crowded restaurant and being exposed to maybe 50 to 100 people that I don't know where they were last week. I don't know where they were yesterday. And is lunch out worth the risk? Is the risk reward equation good there? And I say no. If I measure from me, I'm going to be eating out less. That means that I'm going to be eating in more. So who's going to benefit from that? Well, I would think the grocery stores. So I would advise you to look at the largest grocery stores, and that's going to be Walmart. It's going to be Costco. It's going to be Kroger, and look at their recent charts. You're going to see that they didn't get hit near as hard as many of the other tech stocks and banking stocks, and of course the oil stocks. They had a little bit of a dip, but I think they're going to be the benefactors of some of this. The other one that I want you to look, the other two that I want you to look at, is Domino's Pizza and Grubhub. Now, Grubhub is what I've referred to in the past as a zombie company. It's not made any profits, but I think this could be an opportunity. On the other hand, Domino's, look at Domino's chart. You're going to be surprised at what you see. And let me give you my take on why Domino's has had such a stellar year and didn't have much of a pullback as the market pulled back. Domino's recognized that the pizza business was going to grow through delivery. And so they created what I believe is the best mobile app for getting a delivery. The other thing that I think that I've watched, because I use Domino's, and I will buy a Domino's pizza, have a Domino's pizza delivered to my home, or else if I'm out, I'll run by and pick it up. They want to make me happy. If I don't get my pizza in what I consider a reasonable time, they'll refund it to me. Or they have actually at times said, we're sorry, and they send me a coupon for a 50% off my next purchase. In some cases, I've seen ads where they literally come and deliver you a pizza. So Domino's recognized 4G before Pizza Hut and Papa John's and the other pizza companies. Look at Domino's and consider that as an investment. The other, as I mentioned on the food stores, Costco, Walmart, these people are recognizing the situation and they're responding to it. We're going to fill our refrigerators, we're going to fill our pantries, because there is some fear attached to this virus thing. Personally, my cousin in Cincinnati wrote my wife and said, well, it seems like Kerry is kind of really concerned about that. Yeah, Kerry is, because, again, of the risk and reward situation. So, but I think there's opportunities for those of us who invest. Another thing I want to bring to your attention, if you've watched many of my videos, you know I'm a real champion of Amazon. Amazon's recently introduced their Go stores. Now, these are the stores that you walk in and you either swipe your phone or you swipe your credit card, and then you go and you walk through the store and you take the items you want and you put them in your basket, and then you walk through a turnstile and you don't go through a checkout, and in fact then they charge your credit card for the purchases that you made. And they do this through not visual, yeah, I suppose it's cameras around the stores, and they see what you put into your basket. Well, much like what Amazon is noted for doing is creating technology, mastering that technology, and then selling it. So now Amazon has announced that this Go technology is now available for purchase. It reminds me of what they did with Amazon Web Services. They recognized that to meet their needs on Amazon.com from November to January the 1st, they needed tremendous computing power. They needed an enormous amount of servers. And so they built those servers, and that's what is now the Amazon cloud, to operate their systems, and then they turned around and they made it available to other people, much like a utility. As you use it, you pay for it. And that has become, for dollar, the most profitable part of Amazon. Well, they're doing that with Go stores. So I've gone on record saying that I sold my Amazon up around 2000, and I had said that I'll buy it back at 1700. And then I've amended that to say I think I'm going to buy it back at 1400. I believe the market still has some correction territory in it, and fair market value is somewhat less than where we are now. So I'm going to be a buyer of Amazon. I'm going to be a buyer of Google, Facebook, Apple, possibly Microsoft, and then the three companies in China. And that is Tencent, Alibaba, and Baidu, B-A-I-D-U. These are the three gatherers of data in China. I want to do a video on where China is on 5G, because I think China's ahead of us on that, and it gives you some guidance as to what is going to happen and how it's going to affect our lives. And I think that's something that we need to know as investors, as to say, okay, who is going to be the one who is going to take advantage of facial recognition and artificial intelligence in the United States, much as Tencent and Baidu has in China. You really need to see the Chinese or the Beijing new airport